sprites. WeighyWords using the Valera sprite, I believe is what that is, and X-Rok using the Mog sprite.
Of the four, I got to give my my favor to Dsitt for Frog. Here we go.
Oh yeah, starting. Well, 3 Link house starts for Red Rupee, and Dsitt starting at the Sanctuary, getting the Power Glove.
Yeah. Earning my favor, I guess. Gives him the glove.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
So he's going straight up here. Usually people who start Sanctuary are like an early hula hand, so it's interesting to see him go straight up here. Tearing 4 hearts out of that tree, like a Mortal Kombat character.
Looting 300 rupees from our downed uncle. Not sure how I feel about that, and also a heart piece in the chest in here. At Lumberjack, we got just a red rupee, so Hookshot won't be there, but I guess with our sequence earlier, I guess it'll just be a pedestal now.
Well, I'm not concerned about Ag, the cave having the item. I actually like it more when Ag is required and there's nothing in that cave.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sometimes you need it just for Dark World access, so yeah, I can. Yeah, Agam's still not the table yet.
Or Hammer and Pyramid Fairy is always another one of my favorites.
Yeah, it does not come off very often, but when it does, it's definitely a humorous scenario. Not much in the forest, just a couple of rupees and a full heart container. Also, Fantallis immediately just booking it to Kakariko, not giving the Woods or the Lumberjack check an ounce of his time, finding more rupees in the tavern.
That is interesting. You do not see that often at all.
You really don't, and we know that, like, at this point, that's not a bad call for him to make, because there was not much to really get excited about in those areas, but yeah, definitely not something you see very often.
The Lumberjack cave skip, you see sometimes, but skipping Lost Woods is like super dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
well, there's Hookshot.
It's okay. This is fine.
Yeah, dreams are not over yet.
Dsitt, unfortunately, not having bombs, so he's going to have to make a second trip in here.
That's right. That's the one disadvantage he had from not going to the house first, is he did miss out on that 300 rupee chest.
Yeah, that's one benefit of the south route over the top route, I guess, is you can always have your bombs when you come here.
Ooh, we got the flutes.
Yeah, I guess they're in go mode now? Is that how we figured that out?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Based on what we decrypted, they're in go mode, but not actually. He's got a long way to go. It's only 3 minutes in the run. I don't even think 3 minutes in is possible for go mode. And
that would be impressive if you could have that.
It would be, but yeah.
Well, let's see here. Well, as far as the... well, no, they have found flutes, so Death Mountain's looking pretty tempting right now.
Yeah, especially with that hook shot. And, a fire rod in the greenhouse.
Really nice.
Yeah, when you get that flute and hook shot, yeah, the game is basically screaming at you, go to Death Mountain, because a large volume of chests can be gotten at this point with these items.
Even more so if you opt to sequence break the Dark Room.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Another option they could do is with that fire rod, the front side of escape.
Yeah, that is very, very true. It will give them another item that they can potentially use. Definitely need some magic to get full use out of it, but there's only a few guards they have to kill, so it's not too bad as a weapon to get through there.
It saves you a couple bombs. And with hookshot, you can easily set up the bomb kills on the guards.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. Definitely. Okay, it looks like Fantallis did backtrack to go hit the Lost Woods area, which is probably a good call before he got too fancy with his routing and ended up forgetting about it.
Yeah, it's always really dangerous to skip those easy Sphere Zero spots because pretty much everybody's going to check that, and if it's something important, you fall behind very quickly.
And honestly, probably due to that routing, that's might be why he's actually going to Death Mountain now, to see if maybe he can get a few steps ahead of his opponents right now, because he is now in the Old Man Cave.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. There's, I think, 9 or 10 obtainable items, and you can get information on 2 other ones, so it's definitely a very strong play.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a call you want to kind of make if you're kind of uncertain of how you're going to do. That's a very safe call to make, and it could be a strong play in the end too.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't really lose too much time if you have to come back up here anyway, and you're gonna check that spot anyway, so it's very safe, as you said. They're called Sphere Zero locations because they're accessible at the beginning of the game with pretty much no other items. So that would be like your Kakariko, the Uncle Well, Ice Rod Cave, things like that.
Basically anything you can access with bombs as like the most basic item, because you can. It's a game assumes that you can get bombs anywhere. Oh, and there is a bottle at the race game. WeighyWords opting to get that. Might be a good play. Sick Kid could have something. It's also a good safety item too.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient to find when you have the flute. It would be annoying if you didn't have the flute because you have to walk all the way back up here, but just calling your bird buddy.
Fantallis accidentally going into Dark World, unless he did that just to check the map. I don't remember seeing the map check though.
I missed the Dark World Penguin sprite. Now I'm curious what it was. Ooh, yeah, Dsitt making good use of the hookshot to one-shot the mini mold arms. And another bottle.
Really just a bottle in Moldarm Cave, but hey, that gives him a bottle by skipping the race game anyway, so...
That's a pretty good find for him. And he gets a whole bunch of bombs as well.
And unfortunately, Fantallis did take a death. Unfortunately, Death Mountain, it's called Death Mountain for a reason. There's a lot of things that can really hurt you and just kind of annoy you, especially with this low heart. So he did take a death there, but he is going back. He wants those items. He knows that they could be something that he might...
Oh yeah, this is that's one of the downsides, I guess, of coming here early, is that you're vulnerable to like RNG because of dead rocks, of the alive rocks that fall down.
Mm-hmm. Just the bug catching net and ice cave, but Fantallis gonna get a lot of treasure chests right here. 2 down here and 5 upstairs. There's the boots. That's gonna speed things up quite a bit.
That's a very nice item to find coming here super early, before 10 minutes even.
Mm-hmm.
Boots and flute before 10 minutes is pretty ideal. Oh!
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and the Titan's mitt as well.
Lots of good items so far. So it makes you wonder what's going to be the snag
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually if a seed is this nice to you early on, there's going to be something later on that might just kind of throw you through a loop because of how generous it was at first.
Every one of those progression items, that's another spot things can be that you got to check potentially.
Mm-hmm. We see the fake flippers coming from WeighyWords right here. Going to check kind of the Zora area. We'll not be able to get everything. Sees a medallion on the Hylia Island.
Almost is a pretty good medallion. Some would say it's the best
Mm-hmm.
medallion.
That's right. It could open up dungeons and it actually has a practical use inside Ice Palace as well. So definitely a good medallion to have.
Yep, you can get by with Fire Rod, but Bombos is much more efficient magic-wise in Ice Pass. At least for Cold Stare.
And Fantallis checking out the last of the Death Mountain locations, at least for right now. Spiral Cave. Good to have with the boots right now. He's probably glad that he was able to pick those up.
Yeah, I got a little bit worried for them right there at the end. Oh, wow.
The hammer! Oh my gosh.
That actually is a annoying spot for it, because he could have gone to Hera at that point. But
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even think about that. There's the shovel inside the back end of Escape.
it begins.
So that shovel does not lead to anything. We were completely wrong about the hex code. It may not mean anything after all.
Well, it wasn't a digging game, but
Yeah.
Fantallis finding the cane of Brian in the King's Tomb. So I guess that would be the King Brian. First invincible item is always somewhat important, at least for the logic. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually... Hammer... He needs Moon Pearl.
Oh, okay. That's
That's-
interesting to find with the shovel.
That is... Huh.
Not required by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely good to have for the end game.
Yeah, that's a big relief. So useful for so many bosses, and especially Ganon.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if this develops into a seed where they only get Master Sword, that's a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm. And again, first of all, special thanks to our trackers, Recitador and Drake Tempest, putting in work. They were able to catch that map check, and we have the 5 and 6 crystals in both Desert Palace and Tower of Hera, and a blue pendant in Eastern Palace.
Huh. Well, Tower of Hera seems like an obvious play now, just because it's a 5/6. Still need the book or the mirror for Desert.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, usually when you see those 5/6 crystals, especially in Light World, dungeons that don't really have a lot of requirements to get into, that kind of does point you in the direction that there could be something important at that Pyramid Ferry, or at least it'll be convenient to check when we get around to start checking that Dark World.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Fantallis immediately going back up the Tower of Hera.
It's another very safe play, because it's required.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fire source too, so you can get in the basement if you have to.
Yeah. And looks like Dsitt is setting up a Houlihan room here.
Yep.
Oh, no? Why'd he bomb himself in there, then?
Maybe he was trying to and maybe messed it up, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
That's why I usually like to do the flipperless. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
a bit easier to...
Yeah, I prefer the flipperless Houlihan too, honestly.
Also opting to check that shovel. Shovel spot's so weird because a lot of times you'll see people skip it for a long time, but when you get it early, they're like so eager to dig.
It is also just like right there when you start at your house too, so it's definitely a good check. Looks like WeighyWords did pick up the fire shield, level 2 shield he has now at this point.
He's on his way to getting the riot shield then. I mean, I consider the fire shield a decently useful item at least. Not the favorite item, of course, but you know, you get it. It's like okay, all right.
Yeah, if you're not 100% used to fighting blind yet, it's a good kind of safety to have just in case to block some of those fireballs. So yeah, it has its uses. And chat pointing out that yes, the basement of Tower of Hera will be required. We have not found either item at Tower of Hera yet, so one's going to be on Moldorm and one will be in the basement.
Oh. Well, let's see what Moldorm has.
Oh my gosh!
Semi-vanilla. Okay, well that opens up like 20 locations.
Yeah, it really does, and that pretty much, I think, puts the kibosh on any sort of AGA 1 play at this point, because I think as long as you have that hammer and the Titan's Mitt, you never have to worry about AGA 1.
Yeah, that's... AGA's over. AGA 1, at least. So that's one wish undenied already. Pedestal's still alive and well, boys, don't worry.
Yeah, it is. Don't know those Dark World dungeons yet either, so there could be a possibility.
Well, my prediction, green pendant Turtle Rock, but it will be required anyway.
Yeah, because it's Turtle Rock, it's always required in some fashion, so, yeah. People in chat saying pedestal bow. That actually cannot happen at this point because Eastern Palace is a pendant, so bow will be needed to beat that dungeon, so bow cannot be on the pedestal.
The only thing that can harm the red eye yours is the bow, somehow.
Quake medallion inside the basement of Tower of Hera.
Alright, so that's... we know two medallion locations. That's decent odds for required ones. If they are required, anyway.
Fantallis really realizing the trivialities of not having the mirror in this dungeon when checking the basement. Gonna have to hit all these crystal switches on his way back out as opposed to just warping. He could have took a death warp, I guess, but I think he has a fairy and he wants to keep it, so...
Yeah, the fairy's gonna get in the way of that. And blue mail. Those red skeletons in the basement actually don't do that much damage, contrary to everything you've learned about red enemies.
Yeah, they really don't.
Alright, so I'm assuming he's coming over here to check the Dark Death Mountain spots, get some information on Turtle Rock and all that good stuff.
Yeah, in my opinion, intel is a very, very valuable thing in Randomizer, so checking Turtle Rock and the medallion you need for it, especially this early when things can still have things to play out, I think is definitely a good call, especially have the items to check all the other places.
You can get all the items in Hookshot Cave.
He has Quake, but he has no way to use Quake right now. He does not have his first sword.
Hey,
here's the map. Green Pendant and Misery Mire, and the other red-blue pendant in Thieves Town. The rest are crystals. So.
Okay, well we have our required medallion with a little asterisk next to it, assuming Misery Mire is not ether. And required in some fashion. So as far as pedestal goes, let's see here. Flippers, I guess. Ice rod.
Yeah, those two could be there. Mirror could, I believe.
Yeah.
Unless... Oh, no. Well... It depends on the Bombos medallion if that's required for Misery Mire or not. Because they'd need the mirror to get that, but mirrors should be there.
And I do believe the Spike Cave is in the logic.
Yes, with that Burnicane, I believe it is too.
Even with the changes they made to the invincibility logic, because only Cave apparently requires a potion. You can get to the end of the Spike Cave with just Burna, supposedly.
And it does have that fairy to fall back on too if it doesn't work out.
That's a very good point as well. No. No, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, you know, he never went to Mini Molorm Cave because he went to Death Mountain immediately. That's right.
Yeah, they found like 3 bottles already, so it's kind of hard to keep track of which one's which.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, he's gonna get this to be like, well, I wish I had this like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here we have WeighyWords making their way through Hera as well. Dsitt in Eastern. X-Rok looks like he's on the way to Eastern as well.
Yeah, it looks like X-Rok has not made that trip to the east side of Death Mountain yet, and that's where the progression definitely lies at this point.
That is really interesting to see him put that off so long. Because that was real juicy.
It really was, and you know, even if it didn't play out the way we thought it would, that flute really was an important item. It did lead to pretty much a lot of worth in this particular seed. So maybe the hex code or the hash code does mean something, but just not the way we thought it did.
Well, it was definitely required, so...
Yeah.
I wonder where he is walking now.
Oh, I don't think he checked the South Kakariko either. I think as soon as he got that flute, he really wanted to go up there.
That is really gutsy. Bottle, probably gonna skip that at this point, I would think.
Yeah.
We'll take the piece of heart, though. I don't really blame him. With only five hearts, getting that 6 one's pretty nice.
Yeah, especially with what happened in Spike Cave not too long ago.
Yeah. Okay, well this, I guess, kind of routes into his Dark World dive. You can check Sick Kid too.
Meanwhile, Dsitt is checking out Agina's cave over here.
I believe this is just a bomb upgrade, so he's going to be disappointed, as we all are, when we check Agina's cave.
Yeah. WeighyWords taking a death to Moldorm, but he has that fairy, so he will revive on the spot.
That was an arrow upgrade, my mistake.
Well, hey, with that fairy gone, he can actually death warp out of the basement.
I still think it's probably faster just to walk with 6 hearts and blue mail, but I don't know. We'll see. Fantallis is making his way through Skull Woods. Unfortunately, he will not be able to get to the boss.
That is correct. A lot of people don't know this, but you do need a sword, at least one sword upgrade to actually make it to Mothula, because there is a those webs you see on the walls over there. You need the sword to actually cut those down, and there is a door behind one of them. So you will need that sword before getting to the end.
Same thing with the curtains in Agnum's Tower, of course. As anybody who's used curtains knows, you can't use your hands.
No,
you need a sword.
Can't even set them on fire either with any of your fire sources. You just need to cut them down. That's the only way you can get rid of them.
That is the
just a heart container on Zora. Oh, apparently there was a sword on Zora's ledge. I did not see that when he goes there.
Well, there's the flippers to get it.
Yep, okay. Fantallis will be happy when he goes in that area.
Well, that opens up even more stuff. I get the feeling that there's going to be this one item that's just going to be out of reach. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't feel good when the seed opens up like super wide, super early.
Yeah, for those who run randomizer on a pretty regular basis, like, whenever you get a seed like this that just gives you items and throws items at you, you're always thinking, what's the catch? What is going to change things here? Like, this is a good run. This could be a PB run. But wait, oh, I just can't find the last item for some reason. And yeah, that's how these randomized seeds go sometimes.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, ideally, you would want, like, a really linear seed that just along the way gives you everything, rather than having this smorgasbord of items dropped in your lap.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh. There is a red cane.
Ooh, yes there is. Red cane for Fantallis. As soon as he gets that sword upgrade, Turtle Rock is officially in the logic.
Oh boy. That's kind of hard to commit to right now, even if you get it.
Yeah, very hard to commit to, because it's such, especially when you get the fighter sword. Just going in there with fighter sword is really, really rough. It's a really rough battle that you'll have ahead of you, and with other crystals potentially on the table, or even other dungeons, yeah, probably not a call to make immediately, but it definitely can have progression, though. That's the thing.
It certainly can. I think as your options dwindle down, it becomes the favorable choice, but whew. Can you imagine going in there with 6 hearts and fighter sword?
No.
No.
They do have blue mail, but still, everything in that dungeon hits really hard. So even with blue mail, it's still like 2 or 3 hits and you're dead.
Oh yeah, and that's not a dungeon you want to die in. I mean, there's a few safety spots, but still, it's a real pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chat bringing up something. The item dashing. You actually can't use any item dashing without a sword, so that's why Fantallis did not do the hammer dash to get rid of the pegs. So,
I mean, you can try, and it'll kind of do the animation, but you'll just bonk off the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a sink in the bottom.
Yeah, we really do.
WeighyWords having an easier time of it because he has the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I can't believe X-Rok has still not gone up Death Mountain.
Yeah, I am very curious about that play too. Because yeah, usually when you run randomizer, one of the things going through your head is like, well, let's go to areas that have high volume of items. And usually in a case like this, it's just kind of maybe a location that just kind of slipped his mind. Maybe he just hasn't realized, oh wait, I have the hook shot, I have the flute, I can actually do this right now.
Mm-hmm. And he might not be thinking about the flute giving access to Death Mountain.
True.
Yeah, and in the event that you can't, like, you have all, let's say, met options for item location checks, you probably want to do stuff that you're going to check anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, I can't think of a single seed where I haven't actually checked the east side of Death Mountain. But he's going to come up here and brave the dark rooms to get to the sewer chest.
Meanwhile, Dsitt gets his first crystal.
Gonna make his way back down into the basement to try and get that quake.
The swordsmith's crafting fantallis some very lovely 3 bombs.
I don't know if that's safe to put near the forge, but
No, yeah, definitely not.
maybe that's why they wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, before any major accidents happen.
Like, you found my brother, but if he blows up, I don't think you can come back the other end, so please take these.
Yeah. Okay, fantallis finally checking Mini Moldorm Cave. He's going to see that fairy in the bottle, and
I wonder if he remembers he died in Spy Cave.
I'm sure it's probably on his mind, because I don't think he even... He may have. I don't know if he got all the other Dark World Death Mountain spots, unless he did, and I just put it out of my mind.
I think he did. I might be wrong now. WeighyWords opted to fake Flipper back up here instead of going to Dark World. That's interesting.
Oh, but fantallis will be getting a sword very soon, I think, since he is in the area, and he's probably going to pick that up.
Oh yeah, that's definitely where he's going to be headed, I would think. Okay, Dsitt got his Quake. He looks like he's going to do the same thing that fantallis did. Head over here. Check his Dark World stuff. If he can.
X-Rok finally making the play on Death Mountain. He will be very, very happy very, very soon.
Yeah, probably going to be feeling a little silly for running off so long, but did they get both items in Skullwoods? I'm trying to remember.
I think they did, but I don't remember what the first one is. Second one's flippers, though, for sure.
That one's easy to remember, yeah. I'm trying to think what they're gonna do
There.
next.
Heart piece was the other one.
Well, completing Skull Woods doesn't actually do anything for you right now. Then, even though
Yeah,
you
not
could do
really.
it with the sword. Well, Ice Palace or Thieves Town's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's very true. Ice Palace. I find that Ice Palace and Turtle Rock are two locations where if you get access to it early, it doesn't hurt to go there. Even if it's a rough battle you'll have ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the items they have, Ice Palace is totally reasonable right now. You got Fire Rod, you got a Cane, you got Hookshot.
You have the mitts to even get in there in the first place, so yeah, it's looking like it could be a potential place. But Fantallis going to Death Mountain. Okay, I'm down for an early. Oh no, he's just looting. Okay.
Yeah, that cave is the fastest one to heal and leave, I believe.
Okay, so he might be doing a Meyer check right now, which also good. We'll know which medallions we'll need. He might have the only medallion he does need at this point.
Oh, it's Ether. Yes.
Okay, so we have not found that yet.
Well, that means no medallions on pedestal. Ice Rod could be though. It's our last hope, aside from Mir. Yep, and because it's Ether and not Bombos, Mir on pedestal, quite possible.
It definitely could be. Ooh, Red Mail in Thieves Town for Dsitt7, and yeah, he's in Thieves Town. He's going for a. It is a pendant dungeon, unfortunately, so this may not be required, but it's also an early dungeon in Dark World you can normally get to, which means progression could very well be here. Also, 4 items too, so
Yeah.
not a bad check.
Yeah, I agree. Thieves Town is usually, sometimes you just don't have any better options, and sometimes this can be very valuable.
Oh, and Fantallis is going into Ice Palace.
Fantallis, you're crazy. Why would you come here?
I don't know. More power to him, though, if he gets through this.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't be my first choice, maybe my second choice. Not to say it's a bad play or anything, just I don't want to come here. I don't want to come here.
I think, I would have maybe made the Thieves Town play like Dsitt7 made, and that would be a good indication, maybe after that, because he did get red mail from Thieves Town, so that would be a little safer to go through here.
Yeah.
Maybe after that I'd feel comfortable coming here, but yeah, right now, with just Fighter's Sword, I am not looking forward to that Cold Stare fight.
Hammer, Cold Stare. And he's going to have to use all of his magic to
Yep,
break
that's right.
He did get a potion, but still a really rough fight.
And yeah, thank you to chat for clarifying, but yeah, the reason why Dsitt7's color looks vastly different from the other runners is he is running this on console, so that is why the colors are so different on his screen.
It's like I'm right there on this floor watching him play. Thieves Town also has the benefit of being very, very easy, even with no sword, because of the blue cane that they found.
Yeah, no sword, but pretty much every other option for blind is on the table. You got both canes, you have the hammer. why would you do hammer if you have the other? I don't know, but, but yeah, every item except the sword.
Yeah, the canes are my favorite options, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these towns not paying off so far, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, the red mail's really nice, but
Yeah, red mail will definitely, I think, give Dsitt an easier time than what Fantallis is going to have to deal with. But yeah, unless Blind has compass or map, yeah, I don't think there's any items left, or there's only one item left.
he's gonna try and walk out the front door, I guess. You know, I think at this point, just fighting blind might have been faster, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, I think it would be, and then also you get that full magic restore too at the very end. So
Yeah. Fantallis already down to 2 hearts. Ice Palace is a pretty tough dungeon.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Cold Stare does a lot of damage. The ice skeletons that are on the wall do a ridiculous amount of damage. I don't even know how, but they do. But yeah, just everything hurts really hard in here. A lot of people say there's a reason why the blue mail is the dungeon item for Ice Palace in the vanilla game. It's just because, well, you need something to defend yourself in these conditions.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment. Well, nothing of value so far in Ice Palace. Is Turtle Rock the play after all?
I guess so. Yeah, because Ice Palace has been very disappointing right now. Because yeah, in a scenario like this, unfortunately, when you don't get anything in here and you come in here early, not only do you not have the unfortunate aspect of not getting anything, but you also miss out on the fact of being able to go mode this later, and there it is, the last item, nothing in Ice Palace.
Nothing but a bunch of disappointment.
Oh, and he's approaching the Cold Stare fight with only 2 hearts, too.
That's 1 hug away.
Yep.
Well, he does have a fairy.
He does have a fairy, has a blue potion. He's probably going to try to... Yeah, he's going to unfree Cold Stare first. This way he'll have some Fire Rod shots to use when he uses his blue potion, at the very least.
That's not gonna... Oh, what? Actually does do damage, huh? I guess that makes sense, because it's Master Sword damage on spins.
Okay, there's the death.
Yeah, just let loose with the Fire Rod, for as long as you can. And here comes the fun part.
Yep, item with a relatively small hitbox compared to sword.
Relatively.
Not doing too bad, though. Trying to play this very cautiously, which is smart. Oh, unfortunately, that happened.
Gets a nice big hug from Cold Stare. I think at this point you just leave. There's no point staying here. Yeah.
Yeah, with those safeties gone, yeah, no reason. He got all the items he needed, at least.
Coming back here with a better arsenal is the smarter choice, I feel. because you can lose a lot of time just butting your head against a boss you don't have to do.
Yeah, really. I agree with that completely.
Opting to... thought about it.
Yeah, I think he realized, oh, I haven't been to Eastern Palace yet, and I don't have the mirror, so let me do the light world first before I go to the dark world.
Yeah, it's a little bit more efficient that way, just because you can float back down to that spot as opposed to saving and quitting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pod is an okay play as well.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly safer than Turtle Rock as far as difficulty goes.
Also, I can't believe we didn't mention this. We have the Double Frog World Tour going on right now on Dsitt's screen. Just 2 frogs hanging out.
Yeah, it's his mom told him he has to watch his little cousin for the day.
Yeah.
The full tour, going all the way to Catfish. Let's see if it was worth the trip. Would you say that was worth it?
I'm gonna go with a hard no.
Mm-hmm. I would be inclined to agree with you.
After that, I'd just be like, okay, world tour over. Go home.
Fun's over.
Once again, have a bottom screen duo pyramid check.
One with frog, one without. Well, pod was not Bogolock, so that's promising, I guess.
Yeah. And thankfully, in version 28, the main issue of being potentially Bolocks has been fixed for this version, so...
Finally no longer a concern.
Yeah, I won't have to worry about getting locked in and, like, if the bow's in here or something.
Yep. It's version logic has some strange changes, but it also has very important changes.
Yeah, one of the stranger changes being, I guess, the 1-to-1 key, or whatever the exact logic is called, where big key to Skullwoods and Swamp can be in the big chest because that's the only time you need those items, so you can put them there without the game being unfinishable.
Yep. And the Hera basement small key as well.
Yeah, and the Thieves Town small key, so yeah.
It's very, very strange if you've been playing for a while. And I think that change could potentially be a little confusing for newer players because they see a lot of chests like, well, I must have missed something.
Right.
But hey.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask, like, ooh, oh! Bo is in pod.
Well, of all the places that could be.
Yeah, so not only is the bow there, but apparently the lamp is obtainable before this.
Oh boy, I bet. Oh no, is the lamp in Turtle Rock?
It could be. Definitely could be.
Oh, that's just double main.
Basically, Fallen Prophet, the changes that were made for the bow is that in version 27, there was a possibility where you could be locked out of finishing a seed if you didn't use your keys in the right way, and if the bow was in Palace of Darkness. For this version, they changed that so that you don't have to worry about that anymore. The seed just goes by normal logic, and you should get the bow without any locked issues.
Well, that's really convenient. Now you don't have to double dip pod.
Mm-hmm. Now, it does mean you'll have to do some dark rooms, but thankfully with the Fire Rod, it makes, in my opinion, the worst dark room a lot better.
You better hope you get some magic here then.
Oh, right. Shoot. I did not notice that.
I tried to use the cane to push down the block, and then well, this is a lot harder without that fire rod, unfortunately. But he's gonna try it. Fantallis is brave, if nothing else.
As you can see, WeighyWords is now in Ice Palace too. He has the added advantage of the red mail at the very least. So he'll have a slightly easier time with Cold Stare, but still, with just Fighter Sword, it's still gonna be rough.
That's still not a fun fight at all.
No, not at all.
Only slightly better than Hammer Vitreous, in my opinion. Just Hammer Cold Stare.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Yes, Insomnia Cure. Fantallis does have Fire Rod, but he also doesn't have magic to use it.
Maybe if we all believe really hard,
Yeah.
we can get him some magic to light the torches, but
Also, thank you, Death Star 175, for the subscription to Speed Gaming.
nope.
Oh, okay, he got some magic. That's convenient.
Yeah, full magic drop. Right after he was almost done. Can't light any torches this way, though, unfortunately.
No.
Okay, well, if he doesn't get hit here, it's going to be an easy fight. Yeah, just take it nice and slow. There's no rush.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, one of my friends got me to do a challenge in this game where it's basically beat every boss without taking damage. And Helmasaur gave me trouble for a really long time until I learned that really not so bad if you just play cautiously and kind of figure out how the fireball attack actually works.
Yep, that's a fixed pattern, of course.
Yeah. Basically, if you stand directly above left Master Sword on Helmasaur, by the way, I bet he's happy to see that.
That's real nice.
But yeah, for the fireballs, basically if you stand left, right, down, or up of them, they'll actually miss you because they go in diagonals. So you can kind of use that to kind of move yourself around during the fireball attack and then just take it slow, take it nice and easy, and not too bad to do that fight.
That's the only real danger this boss really has, I would say, until he gets his mask off.
Mm-hmm.
Because that tail swing is like takes 20 years.
Yeah.
Your grandkids could be born and come in the room and say, "Hey, Grandpa, watch out for that." Then you'd still have like 5 minutes to get out of the way. Okay, well, Pod, very fruitful.
Yeah, very. And honestly,
Well, I don't know if mushroom's the fruit, but
Yeah, I don't think it is either. But yeah, definitely for the bow at the very least. I mean, that's something you're going to need for the end of the game. And it's just another tool you can use, especially with those silvers. Bosses go down a lot quicker now, so the ones that can be harmed by the bow anyway.
Vitreous might not be required. Might be, might not be, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can try the Legolas shot on Argus if you want.
Never heard it described that way. I like that.
Well, Link is an elf. I mean, he's a penguin on
True.
Fantallis' screen, but
Very, very true. Okay, so here we have the Cold Stare fight for WeighyWords now, and just as he's fighting him, Dsitt is also entering Ice Palace.
well, I predict lots of disappointment.
Okay, one of them's down.
A lot more manageable with red mail. And there we go.
There we go, Cold Stare down. Unfortunately, he's not going to drop anything, just a small key. But it is done, and that is the second crystal. Okay, no, he's not. The first one was 2 crystals. Fantallis did clear Palace of Darkness, but the first one with the Ice Palace crystal anyway.
Rick asks, what's the story of the seed? Well, the story is they got everything really early. And now they gotta find the important thing that they need.
That's right. It gave Flute very early in Kakariko. That sent them to Death Mountain, where they found a lot of other stuff. Pretty much gave them their Dark World access. And recent development is we did find the bow in a dark room of Turtle Rock.
Pod.
Oh, yeah, Pod, my bad. Palace of Darkness, not Turtle Rock. And no idea where the lamp is, so I'd say that's the basic Cliff Notes version of the seed so far.
Yeah, but wait till you see the twist later. This story has an amazing twist that I'm not going to spoil for you.
Okay, cool. The pedestal is not dead yet, actually. We're still looking for that mirror. We're still looking for that ice rod. So it's not dead yet. There's just a lot of stuff we can still check before then.
I'm still alive and well as long as that ice rod is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the book leading to ice rod even on the tablet.
That's true.
That's my favorite. Alright, well here's Turtle Rock. I predict the lamp's in here. Right
You
here.
know, I'm inclined to agree with that. I think the lamp's gonna be in here too. I mean, when you get early Turtle Rock or Ice Palace, there's got to be something, and Ice Palace did not deliver. So that just means Turtle Rock's gonna deliver on that.
Yeah, I think an ice palace with only arrows and bombs actually like takes something away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't leave that dungeon the same person. And that's always mean when the logic actually puts bow, or not bow, but a lamp in a spot that requires a double dip.
Yeah.
There it is, of course. It is.
There it is. Yep. Turtle Rock has the lamp, as you said. So.
Well, that was a pretty easy prediction to make.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was pretty. I mean, again, this version of the logic, or these later versions, definitely seem to place a lot of weight in Turtle Rock or Ice Palace. Just one of those late game dungeons.
I always hate seeing lamp in a dungeon with dark rooms, Pod, Turok, or Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Fantallis came back for revenge.
He did, and with Master Sword, he's going to be more equipped to get that revenge, I imagine.
This is another boss where if you take it nice and slow and you have a good sword, it becomes much easier.
Yeah, the hammer scenario who was in earlier was not optimal in the least bit.
And there we go. Revenge got.
And that will give him his third crystal now, so he is... I'd say he's definitely in the lead at this point. I mean, just in general, even without crystal count, that bow find was a really, really great find, so...
Yeah, I agree.
I'd say he definitely has a lead at this point.
Yeah, especially if the other players like to play by the logic and not do the dark rooms. It makes them less inclined to actually go against the logic.
Right. So we have another fighter sword cold stare on Dsitt's screen right now.
Fun fight. At least he is red now.
That is true.
Oh, we gotta be careful.
Ooh, okay, one left.
Oh boy.
Nice. Yeah, he clutched it out. He's getting his second crystal now.
It looks like Fantallis is just gonna come and finish off WeighyWords. I think I would be not as eager to do this, just in case you get a book and mirror, so you can pedestal check while you're here. But
Yeah, I can agree with this. At this position in the run, I mean, they know that they are, well, Fantallis knows that he has all the items in Skullwoods. So at this point, he could quite literally lead this for the very last crystal he gets, or the last one before he goes up the Death Mountain for the last time, and save a lot of time in that fashion. And then, like you said, if he also had the mirror and book, he could also double that with pedestal as well.
I also don't actually like doing this fight with just Master Sword for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and no extended magic meter either.
Yeah, it's really really unfun. But I think he did buy more potions, so it should be no
Okay.
problem.
Well, that's good at least.
Finding Cape on Laser Bridge, like, use me!
Yeah, really. Hey, if you can get through it without using it, that's fine too.
It's kind of... Yeah, I just use it.
Oh yeah, Burna is Burna too, so...
Okay, well, Turtle Rock...
Lamp, I guess.
And Cape. Have we seen Bubber Cave?
I don't remember seeing it.
Well, that's
So,
something
I
else to
don't know.
consider. Wouldn't be surprised if WeighyWords goes to Pod now that he has the lamp, and that's all in logic.
And Fantallis does get his fourth crystal now. Honestly, oh no, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, isn't Desert in the logic? Like, oh wait, nope, they don't have the mirror book yet, so nope, Desert is still not there.
Yep, sadly our bird friend can't drop us on the other ledge. It has to be that specific ledge. The train makes designated spots, sir, I'm sorry. X-Rok just now getting their flippers.
And Fantallis actually taken his first trip into Thieves Town, the only runner who has not been here yet.
Oh, he's gonna be sad when he finds Red Mail. Well, he might be a little bit happy, but he's probably gonna think, well, I wish I came here sooner.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I mean, he did kind of find progression almost immediately, so he could be thinking, well, at least I accomplished the things I did do early, at the very least.
Now he's a Santa Penguin, I guess.
So yeah, at this point, I'm really wondering like where that progression is going to end up being, because we've seen all of Turtle Rock, we still can't get in the mire, swamp, or desert. There is technically, I guess, the I don't think we've seen the last item in Eastern yet.
Yeah, that would be what I was gonna ask, if there was still an item in Eastern, because with the lamp that officially opens up in the logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's Ether, and you get to go to Mire. Enjoy.
Chat, of course, defaulting to the pedestal answer, but the thing is, like, pedestal is not really even accessible at this point, because we still need that mirror and the medallion for Mire.
And there's Spike Cave as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fantallis just missed out on getting that, and I don't think anyone else has been there.
WeighyWords heading to Pod now, I believe.
Okay, so WeighyWords is going into Pod right now. With that lamp, he will be able to see everything. And chat made a good point. I don't think Fantallis did the dark maze. He did the other dark room.
Oh, I think you might be right.
So yeah, we'll officially see all the items in here from WeighyWords. And Fantallis checking Hyrule Castle. He has not been in here yet because he found all the other progression elsewhere.
Yep, that's one of the drawbacks to finding everything early. Seems a bit reluctant going into Turtle Rock, which, I mean, I guess makes sense. If you have stuff you can check that's decent item density before going there, it makes sense, I guess. Just in case Ice Rod, for example, is here.
Right.
Well, I guess one of the downsides of the early Turtle Rock check is just can't check Mimic Cave while you're here.
Oh yeah, that's right. No mirror for that, so that can't be checked.
Wow. I still think it's a pretty good play either way.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, for more experienced runners who can do dark rooms, like this play really wouldn't benefit them that much. But for like people who are learning randomizer still and haven't learned the dark rooms, so this would have been a good play because the lamp was in there and that could really help just getting through a lot of those dark rooms. So definitely it benefits those who follow the logic for sure.
Randomizer likes to put the lamp in some mean spots sometimes.
Yeah, it does. And I still remember when they first introduced dark rooms into the light world, when that was like a whole new thing, and lamp was always found very early because of that change. But now it just seems like, well, nah, we'll still make you work for the lamp anyway.
Yeah. What's the worst item chain we could put the lamp behind?
Oh, how about Turtle Rock?
Yeah. Let's put it, mirrorless, no mirror. We'll put it in purple chest.
Okay, WeighyWords grabbing his bow, and X-Rok, 71 minutes into the run, finally has his first sword upgrade. He's probably really happy to finally get that.
Now you can spread some butter on his toast. Oh, he does not have Quake, so... Does he? Is that just a tracker? We'll know in a minute.
Wasn't Quake in Hera?
It was in Hera basement, yeah. And he did complete Hera, so I would assume he has it, but I'm not sure.
Guess we'll just have to watch that item menu if it comes up.
No.
There's the mirror. It was in the dark maze.
What? No way.
Ooh.
No way. Wow. And all of a sudden, that early pod play turns to ashes in his mouth.
Yeah, it really does. It's just very unfortunate that's the way it happened. And then, despite being 2 crystals behind, that's a huge advantage that WeighyWords has right now.
Because the probability of Fantallis coming back in pod at this point, until it's his last option, is very low. Oh man, that's desert access too. That's so much.
Yeah, it's desert access, it's swamp access, yeah. Only thing he's going to be looking for now is that ice rod.
Ice Rod still could be on pedestal.
It could be. That's true.
Let's keep hope alive, guys. Yeah, the worst thing that could happen to Fantallis at this point is it doesn't look like he forgot that oh, hold on.
Eastern, maybe.
Yeah. The worst thing that would happen is if he doesn't realize they're still not in pod.
Again, he does have a nice 2 crystal buffer right now, so he can kind of realize that, oh, there's something in the dark maze. But I don't think he has a lot of locations left to check. But yeah, WeighyWords is definitely getting some time back by finding that mirror now on his first trip. Oh, we're also seeing Spike Cave, too. Oh, just a piece of heart.
Takes out a lot of pieces of heart just to get the piece of heart.
Yeah. It's like, is this even a new one, or is this one of the ones I dropped just now? Don't know.
Ice Rod Mimic Cave. That would be some mean logic.
Oh yeah, it would be very mean logic.
I mean, admittedly, you get the lamp before you have to go buy Mimic Cave, but still.
True. Yeah, desert's open. Myers, well, actually no. Myers not open. We still need Ether Medallion for that. We don't know where Ether is, but Mire and or not Mire, desert and swamp for sure.
Mm-hmm. And desert's probably worth some priority checking because it's the other 5/6 crystal.
Oh, that's true. Yep, definitely.
So it's technically worth 2 more items than you might think.
Yeah, and there goes WeighyWords with his 3rd crystal now. He's literally just, in terms of crystal count, just the back end of Skull Woods from being caught up with Fantallis, and at that point he'd be in the lead, but I imagine he's probably going to go to Desert first at this point.
Oh yeah, there's no rush on Skullwoods right now.
1,000 Sheep. Mir was in the dark maze of Palace of Darkness, which is section Fantallis did not check when he was initially in there. So he has to go back there to get his mirror.
And here we go into Desert. I'm expecting Ether's going to be here, because why not?
Yeah. Well, hey, if it is, he can just jump right down and do a quick mire check if he wants. But I imagine Swamp's probably on his mind too at this point.
Yeah. And there's no such thing as a quick mire check. Usually.
Yeah. Usually, it can be quick, but yeah, sometimes you have to dig really far to get those items.
I mean, you got so much goodwill at the start of the seed. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah, true.
Nope, just a heart container so far in Desert.
Oh, and one thing I just noticed, X-Rok doing Fighter Sword and Mothula right now.
Wow, you thought Fantallis was brave. And he wins! Wow.
He wins! Wow, nice job, X-Rok.
That is a tough fight with Master Sword.
And yeah, with Fighter Sword, it's even worse, so yeah, props to him.
Just a vanilla heart on Armos.
And to think, the item he needs right now is literally a parallel dimension away from him at this exact moment.
A sad thing to consider, yes. Well, part of me wonders if the reason he ended up skipping Dark Maze is because of maybe he didn't actually have a small key. Because he found the bow and then he went to the right side.
That's right, he did. Maybe. Well, I mean, you need a small key to get to the boss, though. So.
Oh, that's right. So, I think what ended up happening is he walked south from that room and just kept going south, and then I just decided to finish the dungeon.
Because he did walk back in. He walked back in for the right side 2 chests, but he just didn't go to the maze. Could also be an item miscount as well.
Yeah, an item miscount, or maybe he's just not comfortable with the Dark Maze. And I mean, to be fair, if you don't have like a map ready for this, it's quite difficult for just doing it from memory.
Okay, WeighyWords getting his 5th crystal. He has officially taken the lead. Oh no, that's 4. My bad. But still, I mean, he's just the back end of Skull Woods behind right now.
It's 4 and a mirror, so technically, yes, he is in the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just say the mirror is made of crystal. Then, yeah, that works.
Now, if pedestal is required, it's somewhat even, I guess.
True. Yeah, because he has gotten a pendant out of it, so...
It's never over till it's over. And this is how most of my seeds go. Just maybe get a little early advantage, and then the endless spiral checking things that are useless.
Yeah, and I know that feeling just as much. Yeah, looks like Desert Palace did not pay off. WeighyWords will be going to Swamp in a little bit, but first gonna check some overworld stuff. He does have the Pyramid Fairy available to him, and he's also checking the south of Grove Mirror spot too. So there are some other locations he's checking before heading in the Swamp.
This one can be really hard to actually route in now, just because he's done all the stuff in South Darkwood, I believe.
Yeah. And I think by these overworld checks, even though it would be sensible to jump right in the Swamp, it does have 6 items. He's really hoping he can find that Ice Rod before then, just so he can have the option to go mode Swamp Palace, which is really, really fast.
It's a 2-3 minute time difference.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Fantallis is going to Turtle Rock, so he'll get the lamp. Maybe, hopefully, that'll trigger something about that dark maze.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Mm-hmm.
Getting bullied by the guards while he's trying to escort his bomb.
They really wanted that bomb.
It's like, oh, is that a snack for us? No, it may look tasty, but it's actually a super explosive.
Yeah, you don't want to eat this.
I feel less confident about the Pyramid Fairy having something just because it's Ice Rod or nothing. Well,
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
Tempered Sword I'd definitely be more than happy with at this point.
Yeah, Tempered Sword is a very, very good thing to find.
Yeah, there's I'd say there's a pretty big difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword. Ganon, especially even with silvers, like it's still just a much faster fight, and bosses will go a lot faster. Heck, even Argus, the boss of Swamp Palace, is a lot faster with Tempered Sword. So
only needing 1 swipe as opposed to 2.
Mm-hmm. Fantallis taking one look back at the chest once he got that layup, just thinking, that's where you were the whole time.
Yeah, that's a pretty mean spot. I mean,
it is for sure.
Certainly not the worst spot, but still going through all that effort for the lamp in a dungeon that requires it.
Yeah.
Especially when you know where the bow is. It's like, wow, really?
I think an even meaner spot would be like the chest right before the dark room in Turtle Rock.
Oh, yeah. Alright, X-Rok making his way through Ice Palace. Lots of disappointment to be had here.
Mm-hmm.
I have high hopes that he'll just slaughter Cold Stare with Fighter Sword like he did Mothula.
I have that same faith. Been doing really good with that Fighter Sword.
PM Gab asks, can you do randomizer casual without using any glitches or speed tricks? Yes, the logic always assumes you will never have to do a dark room or a minor glitch or anything like that to complete the game, so...
Yeah, the rule sets for these races, unless stated otherwise, and then again, that's not very often, there'll always be no glitches, so because of that, you never have to use a major or minor glitch to get items, but if you do know them, you can use them to generally make seeds a little faster, but again, if you're new to Randomizer and don't know any of those tricks, you're never expected to know them or learn them on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, finding half magic in swamp.
That would have been nice for Cold Stare.
Sure would have. Opting to skip the left side of swamp. I am not a fan of this in this version of the logic. Because the chance of Big Key being in the big chest does make it ever so slightly.
He did get the big key already, though.
Oh, he did.
So yeah, it was in like the bomb room at the very beginning. I so much don't mind this play, especially if you're just one item away from go mode, because if you find it here in the end, you don't have to worry about going back in.
Yeah.
So
they did find the map, so unless Ice Rod's up here, gonna have to come back in. And there's the compass, so
Argus could have it.
it certainly could. Yeah, I mean, if you're one item away from go mode, I can kind of understand it, but I don't know. I see that not pay off more often than not. But hey, I mean, gambles.
Yeah, precisely. It's really just kind of the gamble of potentially saving a little time that you don't have to come back in.
Oh, looks like we've had a first place finish.
Oh, wow.
Salty Fry, first place, 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 41 seconds.
So that really puts into perspective that X-Rok can't be too far away.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this is going to be on the left side of swamp at this point.
Yeah, really.
But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's just picking everybody out. Anything to keep Pedestal alive.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point, that pretty much confirms it's probably not a pedestal seed, because considering they have not found Ether yet to get in the mire, that just does not seem likely.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not seem very likely. X-Rok, oh, fighting for his life against Cold Stare.
Gosh, he is.
Mono, oh.
Wow, that was...
Wow.
Okay, seriously, major shoutouts to X-Rok right now, having 2 clutch fights with Fighter Sword. Amazing.
Oh,
that's great. Okay, Fantallis is back in pod, so he did remember that he has this left. He will get his mirror shortly. But unfortunately, Dsitt is also kind of a small bit ahead of him now, too, because he also has the mirror, and he's heading right in the swamp.
And if this Ice Rod is over here, that's going to be quite a hard difference in time to overcome. Yes, the frustration slash, I feel it. Alright, well, do you think it's going to be in the left chest or the right chest?
Let's go with the right.
Okay, I guess I'll bet the left.
Looks like X-Rok is going in the pod now, so he is going to be on his way. He does not have the lamp, though. That is the one thing, the one difference between the other two runners that came here around this time.
Oh, it was not here. So, you know what that makes me think?
Graveyard Ledge?
Graveyard Ledge or Mimic Cave. Because if you know the Dark Rooms, you could have completely avoided the early Turtle Rock check.
That's true, yeah. In fact, that's probably really likely at this point.
I mean, it could be Pedestal. It could be.
I'm still in denial about that. but yeah, like I understand keeping the dream alive.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Sure. No, Pedestal was not checked because no one has the book, so it's been unable to be checked, and no one's gotten 3 pendants, and Ether Medallion is still at large of where the heck it is.
Put it on APB, but we still can't find it. WeighyWords opting to go to Eastern to get that last item. Not knowing it's the Armosis twins single heart, despite being six knights. They're like conjoined twins, but in like reverse.
Yeah.
All of their important body parts are just floating in like null space, I guess, while still being 6 separate knights. X-Rok came into pod without the lamp himself, so I wonder if he will do some dark rooms. Certainly brave enough.
Yeah, I definitely saw him do the Ice Palace bomb jump earlier, so he may have learned some stuff in his randomizer journey.
Yep. Anyone brave enough to fight Cold Star Spider Sword is not afraid of the dark.
Yeah, for sure.
Dsitt's fighting Argus now. As you can see, it takes 2 swipes with the Master Sword, so...
Yeah, a little slower than what WeighyWords had to work with, but still not too much slower, I guess.
Yeah, it only really comes into play if you're hooking them from underneath Argus, because sometimes you might not kill them before they can hit you.
Yeah, precisely.
Opting for the Legolas shot, here we go.
Okay, I think he's just
I think he That is a hard shot to make, don't be...
Yeah,
don't be
it
too hard
is.
X-Rok appears to be out of keys. Let's see.
Oh, he did open the door, though.
Maybe he didn't realize you didn't have lamp.
Okay, so we got the book from the back of the grove.
Huh.
Or not grove, the graveyard. But yeah. We have the book now.
It looks like we're going to get a pedestal check as he finishes Skullwoods.
Yep.
This is that play I was talking about earlier. It's always, you know, not a bad idea just to delay Skullwoods, just on the chance you can do that.
Yeah, definitely not. I agree with that.
I mean, if there's an item here, okay, come do it whenever you want. But if you already got the items, then
I'm actually fairly confident that Ice Rod's probably going to be in one of the tablets now, just because of the book find. Probably when our first place finisher was clearing mirror spots, he got that, and then probably checked the Bombos tablet before Swamp, and that could have probably been the Ice Rod location.
Or maybe Ether's
Or-
vanilla.
That's true, yeah. Oh gosh, then you're going to put Meyer in the play now, too.
Yeah. Which puts pedestal.
Which it does. It does do that, I guess. We did actually have a second place finish as well. We have Terror finishing in second place with 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Yeah. And then he immediately undone.
Oh, he did? Oh, my bad.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was a legitimate finish. He just likes to do that, I guess, so he can take his SRL score.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's just a very Terror thing to do, I guess.
Okay, so we don't actually have a second place finish then, I suppose.
Second place still on the table, buddy. Alright, well, my dream's about to die, so...
It had a good run.
Yeah, 1 hour, 40 minutes for, ish, for, pedestal. Wait, no! 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 You were supposed to check it! No!
I think he meant to, but the... Well, I guess he did have frames still, maybe, yeah. Because the portal was in the way of the door.
Oh, man. Well...
Maybe he's kind of thinking that, well, I have these items, it's probably not pedestal.
I mean, you're right there. You're right there.
You are, I mean, I don't disagree with you. Yeah, this is the play I think I would have made.
Yeah, well, maybe part of it's like he saw the first place finish and he's meting it. Like, there's no way this is pedestal at that time. So it's, you know...
Yeah, a 120 pedestal seed would be ridiculous. Especially with no ether yet.
Yeah. So he's just gonna opt to check the Bombos tablet, which I think pretty smart. And if it's not here, then you just go up to Death Mountain, I guess. Check ether,
Yeah.
then Mimic Cave. Well,
Okay, not here, not Bombos anyway.
dead rocked.
Okay, so it looks like X-Rok got the bow, but it looks like he did not pick up the mirror from his item menu.
Oh. WeighyWords. Gets dead rocked twice, saves and quits. To the mountain cave. Oh boy.
Dead rocked.
You know it's a bad day when you do that.
Nah, Terror, don't do that. Please. Don't do that. Although I think we have a pretty good idea at this point anyway, but please don't do that.
Yeah, it's on pedestal, right? I'll stop saying that.
That's fine. You're just trying to keep the hype up for chat. They do want. That's what they want always.
All right. Well, it's coming right here. I feel it. Oh. Oh.
Mimic Cave?
It seems like it's gonna be Mimic Cave.
I guess so.
I thought it would have been appropriate to be on Ether, considering Ether also increases stuff, but...
Yeah. He's checking Spy Cave. We know it's not in here. He doesn't know that yet.
Well, he's gonna know very soon. So yeah, I can definitely see skipping Turtle Rock entirely early and doing the dark rooms.
Yeah, I guess the lesson for this seed was know your Palace of Darkness dark rooms, I guess. That's the thing, Gino. I don't think everyone skipped blind. I thought I remember. I don't think blind had the item. I saw someone beat blind, but blind did not have the item.
I feel like it was WeighyWords who beat blind.
Either WeighyWords or Dsitt, because I don't think fantallis went all the way through.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I know Dsitt left the long way with the maiden, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was Dsitt. You're right.
No, killing blind probably would have been faster. But hey. I guess he's just a proponent of like the live and let live mentality. Okay, well, he didn't let Motheel live, so never mind. That's 6 crystal. Reaching results looks like X-Rok had a rough start. He had a little bit of a rough start. He put off checking Death Mount early for quite a while, and I think that's what put him behind. But
yeah,
he's been doing pretty well though.
Yeah, he's had some amazing boss kills for sure. So definitely, again, shout out to him. I think he meant to use something else. Oh no, he meant to go the other way. Okay, I can see that.
That happens to me too. Sometimes the platform just goes in the way it wants to go, and I'm like, wow. Okay, well, it looks like Dsitt's coming up here to the graveyard ledge. Which I think this was checked, and it was nothing.
It was a book. So if anything, it's giving him more things to check.
Well, it's better than it being bombs, like it always is.
True, very true. Okay, here we go. We have the Mimic Cave check right now.
Oh, this is going to be hilarious if it's here. I feel like it has to be.
There it is, everybody.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
So by the logic, this seed wanted you to go into Turtle Rock to get the lamp, to get the mirror in Palace of Darkness Dark Rooms, to come back up here to get the ice rod on your double dip to Turtle Rock.
Yep. That's pretty mean.
And again, kudos to those who know Palace of Darkness Dark Rooms, because that saved you a lot of time if you just went to Pod right away and didn't go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah. At the same time, Turtle Rock, you know, it's a reasonable play for other reasons as well, but...
right, for sure.
If you just ignore that reasonable play, which is like a bad idea usually, you came out ahead here.
Yeah, it looks like both Fantallis and Dsitt are kind of checking their mirror and book locations at this current point.
Anything to stop from having to go back and check in the cave. I don't blame them.
Yeah, for sure.
Sadly, you're gonna have to do that. But Turtle Rock's, you know, it's not the worst dungeon to have to double dip, because going back through it is pretty quick.
It is, and then you're going for your go mode item, like WeighyWords was in this case. Making it your last dungeon means you just have a short walk over there to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is always your preferred last dungeon if you can do it. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting the nice quick kill on Trinex.
Mm-hmm. Very quickly, we do have our true second place finisher, Evanitis, time of 1 hour 44 minutes 50 seconds. So congrats and GG to him. So because this isn't a tournament race, there isn't going to be a chat leaderboard for the big key guessing game, but just for fun. Chat, where do you think that big key is going to be? Numbers 1 through 22. Where is that big key location?
I am going to go with, I guess, 2.
I'm going with my normal guess of 8.
A reasonable number, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I go with Talarum just because, but
Right, of course.
I'm cheating today. Oh, he's skipping the right side, which was where my guess was supposed to be. Making me look like a fool.
It's fine. He'll just get big key in the next chest he gets. It's fun.
Sure. And then I'll
You're
be
still
like,
good.
oh, yeah. That's exactly what I meant when I said 2.
Okay, I guess not.
Well, there's
Ether.
Now we can go to Meyer.
Go to Meyer to get that big key to Ganon's Tower. Oh wait, this one you can't see Sanity.
Oh.
Never mind. Funnily enough, I have seen a scenario in Key Sanity that actually had that happen. That exact one at that.
6 and 7 were not it, so I guess I was gonna be wrong no matter what. So here, your 8's coming up.
Power. Oh.
Oh, we had a 3rd and 4th. Nelium in 3rd place, 1 hour 48 minutes 29 seconds, and Mekon in 4th, 1 hour 49 minutes and 6 seconds. I'm sure they're gonna be really happy about that because it's a pretty good time for the seed, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure, and especially just going by the logic of what this seed wanted you to do. Yeah, I'd definitely be happy about that.
WeighyWords going straight to Ice Armess. Not too often you see people go just all the way right.
Yeah, not really.
Some people and I know that room exists. Well, now you do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we have chest number 12. It's 12. There you go.
Oh, Bob's chest.
after he brutally murdered Pop.
Yeah, he just destroyed him with that small key. And he doesn't even need it, too. Look at his small keys, too.
Yeah.
We'll need the one. And you just slaughter him.
Ooh, it looks like a Mako actually correctly guessed 12, so congratulations.
What do they win?
Well, because it was in the hash code, they win a compass.
Yeah. Enjoy your compass. And if you enjoy that compass, we've got let's see here, about 7 or 8 more you can have per runner.
Yeah.
Okay, well, X-Rok finished up Pod. I didn't see if the Helmasaur King fight was as clutch as the last two, but
Knowing it was him, I'm gonna say it was.
it's probably like the most epic battle in history.
But yeah, it looks like X-Rok is kind of on his way now. Again, all he needs is that Ice Rod, which we know is Mimic Cave, and unfortunately, he is probably going to go through kind of all the standard checks that everyone else has made before going up there. But you know, he's held up pretty well. Again, fighting so many bosses with just the fighter sword is really, really rough.
Yeah, I feel like he did hit the good route on the sea just like a little bit late.
Yeah, precisely.
He's avoided like clearing Eastern and such.
That's true, and yeah, just going to Death Mountain very late just cost a lot of time, and it also as well before he even got that fighter sword too. So just a lot of time taken on those two things. But once he did, he's been making some pretty forward progress for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lucky for the bosses.
Yeah,
Found that fighter sword a little bit late.
They got a little extra time to live for a bit.
Yeah. And then he picks it up and they're just sweating bullets. It's like,
they knew the whole time that
we gotta keep
fighter
this guy
sword
away from the sword. Mothra, you hide the flippers in your dungeon. He'll never look there, I swear. Alright, well, we have Dsitt coming through Turtle Rock. Yeah, we have fantallis, I'm sure, is heading up there now. I probably realized.
Yeah.
You know that room with that WeighyWords just exited with the spikes and such?
Yeah.
There's been a few times this weird thing's happened where I'll dash and I'll bonk off the edge of the wall.
That actually happened to me in a seed I did today.
It's so weird. I have no idea what causes that, but it's... No.
And like, I don't think it's like a randomizer feature because like, why would they change something that would do that in that particular room?
Yeah, it's just a random chance. It's just part of the game. No.
Okay.
Well, here comes Aga 2. You can escape from Aga 1. You cannot escape from Aga 2.
Yeah, this is a required fight, no matter the seed. Unless you're doing like Master Sword Pedestal or something.
Yeah, or Triforce Hunt. Then you can get away with it, but I think he got a triple, so that was really nice.
Yeah. Always finish this up. We do have a couple of finishes since then. Let's see. Gloin 5th, 152.15. Solsky 6th, 152.29. TGH 7th, 153.21. Inknun 8th, 153.44. And Kotos 9th, 153.47.
It just goes to show how convoluted this seed can get if you go your certain ways. Some very reasonable ways, in fact.
Yeah, for sure. And again, like we saw in our first place finisher Salty Fry going probably immediately to Pod to get his items, and then being able to do Turtle Rock in one full swoop is definitely what would get the best times in this particular seed. But unfortunately, just that one mirror spot of Mimic Cave, like if you don't happen to do that, that can just take a lot of time away.
Yeah, or maybe not making the early Ice Palace play, being able to go mode that can save a lot of time as well.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Even fantallis technically double-dipped Ice Palace because of his first unfortunate fight with Cold Stare.
Got his revenge, fortunately, but
yeah.
Ice Palace is one of the worst dungeons to actually have to traverse through again. It's like if you take it out there, it's a big time loss.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so WeighyWords did make it to the third phase of Ganon, so he should be finishing very shortly. Hopefully does not take a fall. That got kind of risky right there.
Did Fantallis make it all the way to Trinex and then mirror back because he doesn't have Ice Rod?
I think so.
Oh boy.
Wonder if it was a case where maybe like because he knows it's there, he just forgot that he didn't have it.
Yeah,
that's happened to me before, unfortunately. Okay, it looks like WeighyWords has finished up the Ganon fight.
Make quicker then.
Okay, and it looks like he actually finished in 12th place with a time of 1:57.08. Before that, though, just to recap, 10th place Lugaroo, 1:55.17, and 11th Zyrak, 1:56.51.
Okay, looks like WeighyWords will be joining us in just one moment. Fantallis is about to realize the horrible truth. Oh, he's hammering the hammered the chest before even opening it because he knew.
Yeah, like he definitely knew at this point. He's been very thorough with searching through everything.
And that way you give the Ice Rod a little bit of the business, and not just the empty chest.
Mm-hmm.
Really efficient, salty gameplay right there.
Right. Strumpet Playa finishing 13th, 1:58.56.
And there were around 56, I believe, entrants for this particular race.
Yeah, very good turnout. Normally the open races have a pretty good turnout, but even like the 11 p.m. race in this case, very, very nice turnout for this late.
Yeah, very nice.
Even with a couple of European players, as I saw, participating in this race as well, and that's got to be very late in the morning, or very early in the morning, rather, to even get up for that.
Some people like to play rando to give themselves sweet dreams. Some like to use it to wake up.
Exactly.
Which is Woodfellas. I love that. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I think that's one of the new flavor texts for that. Archer Boy. Yeah, that's right. He had the silvers.
He sure did. Okay, it looks like we have WeighyWords in the waiting room. I guess we can call them WeighyWords, as in waiting. I'll bring him in here before you yell at me. GG, WeighyWords. how you doing?
GG, I'm doing great. That was a seed.
That was a seed. It was, in fact, a seed. What are your thoughts on that seed?
Well, I'm starting to think that Feasel and Willard are the same person, because Feasel generated this seed.
This does seem like what something Willard would do.
Yeah, so basically, I think that like a lot of people, I think that my comment on SRL is kind of true. There are two people. There are people who dipped into Turtle Rock early, and then there are people who went into Pod early. And the people that went into Pod early kind of, got that Mimic Cave advantage when they went into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's kind of what we theorized as well, and that's, yeah, when you look at the logic, that's probably what did it, because, yeah, double dipping Turtle Rock is always just so inconvenient, because you want to check all those other places before you go back up there.
Yeah, and when I saw that the first place finisher had finished so early, I kind of like thought that it would be Mimic Cave, but like I didn't want to go there and force a triple dip in case I was wrong, so I kind of checked everywhere else before confirming that it was in fact there.
Yeah, that's probably also why you kind of skipped out on doing like the whole pedestal check too, just because of the location of Ether being unknown at that point. It's like,
Yeah.
well, there's no way I'm going to get the pendants at this weight.
It was a good item too. You should have checked that. That would have been really funny to me.
What was the pedestal
It
item?
was powder.
Oh boy. Yeah, I didn't bother. Once like I knew, I kind of like eliminated literally every location. I knew I didn't have to fake powder, so I just turned in the mushroom, and then I didn't think I had to check the pedestal at all. So
Yeah, I mean, it made sense.
I'm just sad that Graveyard Ledge had the book, and that led me astray.
Yeah, just adding 2 more locations. I was like, oh, I have to check these now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. For the longest time in this particular race of the 4 restreams, anyway, you were actually in second, I'd say, for a large part of the time, because fantallis immediately went to Death Mountain almost as soon as he got the flute. Like, didn't even check all of Kakariko. Went straight to Death Mountain and started getting all those progression items. But, and he actually even did Palace of Darkness before stepping into Turtle Rock. He just did not check the Dark Maze. Like, that is the one section he didn't check.
Yeah.
So he was out without that mirror, and then by that point, you'd already found the lamp, and then you went in the pod, full cleared it, got your mirror, and that's when you kind of broke ahead and took first of the 4 restreams, anyway.
Yeah, I guess if you weren't comfortable with dark rooms and you went into pod first, then it would have been kind of really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did get the bow out of the.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just the maze.
Yeah, it was just a maze, because he definitely got the bow at least, and he did go through the rest of pod. Like, he beat Helmasaur and everything, he just did not do the maze.
Yeah. And once I saw the lamp at Turtle Rock, and then there was literally nothing else in Turtle Rock, I kind of figured that the dark rooms of pod would have something.
Yeah, pod's generally a very tense location when it comes to items, because there's just always so much that could be there.
I know that Salty Fry really likes to go to pod as early as possible. So, and this makes sense that he would get a really good time in the seed.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely agree with that. Anyway, Dsitt is making his way up. He is almost at the Moldorm 2 fight. Fantallis still looking for that big key, but he'll get it any second, as we know it's in Bob's chest. I guess very quickly, as far as other finishes are concerned, just to catch everyone up on that, we have Shyvox 14th with 2 hours 30 seconds. Imasaru 15th, 2:01:13. Leak Games 16th, 2:01:47. Files 17th, 2:2:27. And Aaron Doby 18th, 2:2:53. And looks like we got your collection rate on screen, 169 out of 216.
That's actually a lot lower than I thought it'd be. I guess like I didn't do anything in Mire or get all the items in GT.
Yeah, that's definitely what brought it down a bit, I'm sure. I also think it doesn't keep track of like dungeon items that you don't pick up either, so.
Oh yeah, that would make.
Okay, X-Rok was trying to catch a dead rock in his net for some reason. Oh, he's trying to get the fairy. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fairy, so just like he was trying to catch dead rocks on my screen.
And that would be either very useful or very annoying.
Yeah.
Good luck teleporting Ganon with this in your way, and then just knock you off the edge.
Yeah. Okay, so it does look like X-Rok is in Turtle Rock with the mirror, so he is going to be heading towards that Mimic Cage, I imagine. So he'll be shortly in go mode once he gets there. I think that also gained him a lot of time considering because he just finished Desert not too long ago, so he probably just decided to go straight for Mimic Cave with what he found.
Yeah, I mean, he did fall a little bit behind, so
Right.
I mean, this is the right play, and you might.
It is.
Know.
Yeah, again, it could have been analyzing what other people may have done just based on their finish times.
And I mean, if it's not here, because well, I guess he can't check Bombos without going back to the Dark World, but he could check Ether, and then he'd leave his portal right there at the back end of Turtle Rock, and then just jump down there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, apparently X-Rok just, when he was here earlier, he just got the lamp and left. Honestly, that's not really a bad play considering, because, I mean, it worked out in this seed, because he just grabbed the lamp and left, and...
Yeah.
I suppose if he does get into go mode, he can skip the laser bridge chests, so...
I think I still would have gone deeper, just because the logic would be saying,
yeah.
hey, there's something at Laser Bridge. Here's a
Right,
lamp to
right.
get past there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But yeah, it's interesting just to see. Wow, even more finishers. Going to try to get through this quickly before our second place finishes. Epic Ranger 19th, 2-6-12. Rywek 20th, 2-6-54. Brewers Fan JP 21st, 2-8-46. Del Delda 22nd, 2-8-49. Improving their personal best by 20 seconds, so congratulations. Gonspor 23rd, 2-8-52. Unfit 24th, 2-9-14, and that is it for right now.
Well, Dsitt taking down Ganon.
All right, awesome.
Do you know what happened to his?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do you know what happened to his timer? It just says 13 minutes.
Oh yeah, he finished at 13 minutes now.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's just that good. No, I think he turned it off around the time he entered Ganon's tower, so he's probably just timing himself on the end game section. I suppose that was the chat's guess, and I kind of can see that. Yeah, it looks like Dsitt will be coming in here. Its official time, though, 2:10:06, followed by A0 187:26, 2:10:27, and Dalton 27th, 2:10:41.
Alright, looks like we have him in the waiting room. I'll go ahead and bring him in.
Hello.
Hello. GG.
Thank you. That was a seed that existed.
That's exactly what WeighyWords said. This was a seed. What are your thoughts on this seed?
Yeah, reflect on it a little bit.
Well, not having a sword for the longest time was a little annoying, but I'm fairly decent, I think, with a hook shot, so getting that first was with the redeeming quality there. And as always, the ice rod.
Yeah, that ice rod location.
Was the ice rod.
Yeah, requiring you to go logically anyway. Turtle Rock, get
Twice.
lamp for the mirror, and then for that mimic cave. Very annoying.
Yeah, that's what I went ahead and did. Dark World Dark Rooms are not a thing I can do yet, but I can definitely do the Light World ones.
Well, fantallis finished 29th place. 2 hours, 12 minutes, 5 seconds. They're in the waiting room, so I'm gonna bring him in.
Go for it.
Hello, fantallis. GG.
Hey, thanks.
GG.
That was a seed that existed.
Yep.
Oh, it sure was. Man, I don't even know what to say. I full cleared. So that was good. Yeah, I have nothing left on the map. There is nothing left. The only thing that was left is no, that's it. Could have gone beaten blind. I could have gone and, you know, taken the ether medallion out of Ganon's tower and
Yeah.
it over to.
That would have been a bold gamble at that
Oh
point.
yeah, no, very smart. Oh gosh, I just got wrecked by going into pod, thinking I was so clever, finding that bow down there, and then piecing out of there when I was done.
Did
Yeah.
you skip out on the mirror?
I did skip out on the mirror. I don't
Rip.
know. Lately, with V28, it seems that it's been more likely for seeds to not, not even pretend to require you to do dark room. So it's just like, I found the thing that I needed to find, so I'm out of here.
So, was that a conscious choice? Could you not do the dark maze, or what was the reason for that?
Well, I mean, it's 2 a.m. here, and I'm tired, and I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah. These 11 p.m. seats are a dagger.
I was like, it was between that and just a ton of other stuff at that point, and I was
see.
like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, the most fun part was ice rod.
Jeez. So I had 2 locations left. I had there and then Lake Hylia Island, and I did not check the island. And I just remembered it while like halfway going through Turtle Rock. I'm like, oh my god, if it's there, I'm gonna be so mad. Thank God it wasn't.
No, that was Bombos, if I remember.
It was
Yeah,
Bombos.
Bombos.
I was
Good.
like
Something I
committing
didn't
that to memory. Just
But
remember
man,
Bombos.
gotta say though, like despite the whole mirror fiasco, you had a really, really strong start. Like not even finishing Kakariko, immediately going
It
to Death
was-
Mountain,
it
and
was
just getting the
bonkers.
value.
It was bonkers.
Yeah, that was
I got the
weird.
Yeah, I got the hook shot, I got the food, I'm like, see ya, Death Mountain, let's go.
Well, that's what felt so weird about it. Ooh, the magic sack
Yeah.
on the pedestal. That's where it was. Yeah, no, it felt super weird. The moment you went up to Death Mountain with that thing, it felt like you were doing the right thing because suddenly, here's the gloves, here's the hammer. Oh my goodness, we can finish a Tower of Hera.
Stuff.
Oh, there's the Moon Pearl. Wow, good job.
I normally just like out of muscle memory, just no matter what I have, I just go straight from Kakariko down to either Escape or South Shore, and then I just went up right to Death Mountain. That time, just no
Yeah,
reason not to.
and all of that wound up being so useless down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like by the time the seed had opened up and it was like, oh, you gotta go actually find some things. That was the first place I went. I was like, nope. None of
Sword
that.
Zora was. Ugh. I don't want to talk about swords right now.
Yeah.
Well, you don't necessarily have to talk about swords, but Fantallis, I'm sorry, I do have to ask. How about that cold stare?
Ah, that was, it was a risk.
Right.
The only unfortunate part to me about how the death to cold stare went was the fact that there was just nothing in Ice Palace. I
Yeah.
was like, boy, this is pointing me towards there. I should really go to Ice Palace. And then I went there, and then there was nothing, and then I died.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that always the case though? The one time you decide to go and there's nothing, but
Yeah.
every other time it's full of every item you need.
It's funny. I spent 15 minutes on cold stare on the practice ROM today. That's when it happens.
Yeah. When you over prepare yourself almost.
Hmm.
Well, it happens. It's late.
Yep. Well, thank you all for running the 11 p.m. daily. If you guys liked what you saw, you should definitely give all four of these guys a follow.
Yeah, definitely. And then once again, of course, major thanks to our trackers, Recitador and Drake Tempest, for also keeping track of all the items and the mischief that had been going on throughout this seed.
Yep, so give them a follow. Also give Mally and Slim Kirby a follow while you're at it too.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We have X-Rok going up GT now, making the climb.
Yeah, X-Rok being a big story. Started the seed off kind of late, did not go to Death Mountain right away. I think it was like the last thing he actually ended up doing. And also took a really long time to get the first sword, too. I believe he got it in like an hour at that point. But has had some amazing boss fights with just the fighter sword. Cold Stare,
Nice.
Mopula, just like really tearing up bosses with just fighter sword, so it's been really entertaining to watch that.
And you know what the funny thing is? They have Master Sword now, and they're in this tower.
Oh my gosh, he does. He did not go to Pyramid Fairy. That's right.
So the Ganon fight might be also pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made sure I was a little better equipped for a moth fight, but Cold Stare felt like I had a fairy, and I thought I could do that with a hammer, so.
I actually went and prepped for it, and that was probably the most disappointing part about round 2 with Cold Stare, was going off, buying a couple of blue potions, and then getting down there and not needing either of them.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just like,
better safe
no.
than sorry.
Yeah,
but
I wanted
actually,
to Agate 2 with a heart and a half. And I was like, should I blow my pot? Maybe? I don't know.
Apparently, chat is confirming that the last sword upgrade is somewhere in Ganon's tower.
Probably on the right side.
No, actually.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I checked the right side because I did Dark Magician.
Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't. Yeah. So, tile room or the did any of you check the chest at the top or not? Or
I opened the validation chest, but I didn't open the other 3.
I didn't open anything up there.
But he's not all. Well, where's the 3rd shield, too? I didn't get that.
apparently, it's in the anti-fairy room, but that's a couple of different rooms because there's anti-fairies in a couple rooms.
I feel like it was in the rando room.
No, it wasn't. No, X-Roks went there. So
I got the one in the rando room, and I got. Oh, where was that first shield? I forget.
I think the one in GT might have been in the red Stalfos room.
One was in Sick Kid's bed, I guess. Another.
Yeah, I got the Sick Kid one, and then I got the GT one.
I don't know.
Oh well.
And this is my brain, like, slowly trying to purge this seed from my... Let's just get rid of it. Where was the mirror shield? I don't know anymore. That part's been wiped.
Yeah, that's me as the seed goes on. Like, I just completely forget what the heck 20 minutes in. I just know it's in, like, the beginning and the end, and that's it.
Well, you'll never be able to forget Ice Rod in Mimic Cave, I think.
That's just obnoxious.
That's been happening so much lately.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like that's happened on another seed I've commentated recently as well.
No, yeah, it was me too. I had a seed with Ice Rod and Mimic Cave.
Alright.
I think you were commentating.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't mind Ice Rod being in Mimic Cave as long as, you know, you have the mirror without having to
yeah.
get the lamp to go to pod and go back.
Yeah, that's when it's a little annoying if you don't have the mirror, but unfortunately that was just not the logic in this case.
X-Rok does not check the chests. He's like, no. All I need is Master Sword.
He needs a key. Oh, there he goes.
Apparently, though, like, according to chat, the sword is in the next room.
Oh, bye sword.
Yeah, no one needs it.
Like this one, the anti-fairy room with the funny beam.
He's not getting it.
Yeah, he's not checking chests. I guess he's confident enough in his Master Sword, which, with how he's been doing with a lower-leveled sword, more power to him.
Yeah, I agree there. I think I would check those chests just to find
Yeah, I would. I haven't done Master Sword Ganon enough to be confident in that, so I've been checking those.
It's not that hard. It's just a pain in the butt when you have syllabus. Yeah. It just takes longer.
I haven't had many, like, I've had like 1 or 2 seeds where I've had that happen, but I mean, otherwise I just had no need to do it.
Okay, so here we go, Aghanim 2.
I don't want to talk about my Aghanim fight either.
Okay, we don't have to.
that just went awful.
I think it speaks for itself.
Okay, to be fair, I'm trying to recall, does everybody get sort of the same, or is it, for the first few anyway, placements of Aghanim at the top of Ganon's Tower? Does everybody sort of get the same placements of him?
I don't know about placements. I know blue balls, but I'm not sure about that.
I believe the patterns are the same as well.
I believe they are too.
So I felt like there was some trigonometry involved in trying to figure out, like, he just didn't want to go anywhere that would make sense.
No, it's only geometry, not trig. It's only geometry.
Simple geometry.
Okay, so the main difference X-Rok will have in this fight is he can only attack Ganon and freeze Ganon with sword spins, so he can't just slash at him. So he's going to have to be very careful, dodge all these attacks. He also has... Oh no, he doesn't have the cape, never mind. I was going to say, he could use the cape for help during the bat phase, but he does not have the cape, actually.
Yep. Unfortunately, with Berna, you cannot do spin attacks.
Mhm.
Why? I don't know. You just can't.
Because the sparkly thing sprite is being taken up by the cane. Or something like that, I don't know.
I'll go with that. I'm fine with that answer, actually. Guess you're already technically doing a spinning attack, just not with your sword.
I guess so. Can you imagine if Berna actually did spin damage based on your sword? That'd be crazy.
The lag would be incredible.
Okay, well, he has plenty of potions. He's got a fairy.
Alright,
Yeah.
I was about to ask about his safeties.
Yep, green potion, blue potion, and a
Fairy.
fairy. So he's covered in any circumstance at this point.
Except gravity.
Right.
That could be his one flaw. Having mass.
Well, I can't imagine the Mog sprite is that heavy.
It doesn't look like it, no.
Doesn't it have like little wings too?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it has wings.
Mm.
One more hit.
Okay, well, he does expend his fairy, but
Yeah, I'd say he's definitely through the rough of it at this point.
yeah, with silvers, the rest of this fight's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He does get a few fire bats off, but that's
Oh,
okay.
yes. Pokes, not spins.
Okay, phase 3 done. And he gets the torch glitch too.
Oh, gotta be careful.
There's one.
Being very patient with this. And it's easy to understand why. You don't have to do this again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking this blue Gatorade while he's at it.
Ooh, now got really lucky there, because sometimes when you get hit like that, it can just toss you
Knocks you all the way.
everywhere.
Knocks you all the way up into the hole.
Wow, did you see how far he went with that spin?
Yeah.
Alright, well, he does it.
All right. GG to X-Rok. Seriously,
Yeah.
really, really great.
Yeah,
Job.
GG.
Okay, we'll get him in here for a bit of a chat before we go. Certainly earned it.
Mhm.
And there he is. Let me pull him in. Hello, X-Rok.
Hey.
GG.
Yeah,
GG.
that was an interesting seed.
Yeah, that was an interesting seed. Made more interesting by some of your clutch boss fights.
Yeah, some of them were a little close. That cold stare Yeah, my heart was pounding after that one.
Oh yeah.
Ah, I got screwed again in the early game though. Just like the bee betraying me last time. I don't know what was up with that invulnerable guard in the escape, but I ran out of bombs trying to kill that guy. I stunned him and he wouldn't die to the bombs after I hit him with the hook shot. Ran out of bombs, had to save and quit out.
Huh. I must have missed it. I don't remember seeing that, but I'll take your word for it.
I know it was the first time I went into escape there early on, probably around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, I think around that time is when things started opening up for the other runners. Fantallis specifically, like immediately went to Death Mountain and got like all the items up there, and that kind of put a lot of new locations at that point. So probably
Right,
understandable.
yeah, I forgot to do Eastern Dark Death Mountain after grabbing the Titan's Mid up there after I finally went and did East Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you put that off for a while. What was your reason?
I think I didn't have the lamp, so I couldn't do Old Man. I don't know, I must have just like forgot about it for a while. I know I had the hook shot early. Yeah, I should have thought to do that.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. You might have forgotten you had the flute and gotten the flute so early. Maybe you didn't think about it. Since flute's the other way, you can get up to Death Mountain, of course.
Yeah, you also got the first sword rather late too.
I
Yeah,
think a
that
lot of
was-
us did.
That was hidden pretty deep in there. Where was that? Was that the one in Skull Woods?
Uh,
Or
The sword was you needed to go to Skullwoods to get the flippers. It was on the
Like the
Zora
Zora.
ledge.
right, yeah, the Zora Ledge, yeah.
Well, you bloodied that sword pretty well, so just destroyed Mothula.
Yeah, I actually did pretty well on that early Mothula fight. I mean, it was mostly the fire rod, other than anything, but
Yeah, and it seemed like you were really confident with just Master Sword for Ganon too, because apparently there was a tempered sword, like in the last chest, the chest before the validation chest.
oh, and one of those Helmasaur
Yeah,
mini Helmasaur ones there. Okay, yeah.
Well-
No, I just did Master Sword Silver Ganon on the Key Sanity seat. I just did it 6 o'clock
Okay.
there, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, I guess I should have thought to check those chests. Oh well.
yeah, and it was actually the one after the Helmasaurs, like the one in the anti-fairy and.
Oh,
Bunny.
I was like right next to
But-
that chest as I was getting the magic.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
and
you're
then go ahead.
no, good. I was just gonna say, if you are going up there and you have Master Swords, it can be worth it just to check those chests along the way, just because they don't take that long to check.
No, and I cleared out most of the rest of the whole seed too, so they had to have been in Ganon's tower. I just figured they were probably in the basement or something.
And the other sword upgrade, which the other runners did get, was the Pyramid Fairy, because Pyramid Fairy also had a sword upgrade as well.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get around to checking that because I did Desert late. Almost forgot about Desert. I was about to go back up to Turtle Rock and then finish that off, and then nope. Don't want to forget Desert twice on stream.
Yeah. And yeah, you seemed like right after you got Desert, like you went immediately up there. Other runners checked some more mirror spots, found the book, so they had like some more stuff to check. I think you were like the only one of the runners, just like once you finished Desert, just immediately go back up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, well, all I had left here was Pyramid Fairy, Graveyard Ledge, and Cave 45.
Okay.
And one item on Armos Knights in Eastern Palace, but I sure as hell wasn't going back there unless I had to.
Mhm. I gotcha. Yeah, and definitely not a seed where I think at that point, because you guys had probably seen the early finish at 120, that you probably were guessing that that's probably not going to be a pedestal seed if Ether is not showing up anytime soon.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Because like at that point, like it was like 20 minutes right after I just got the sword and I had like 2 crystals down. I'm like, okay, that's a thing.
To be fair, first place was pretty well padded between second
Yeah,
and third and such.
Yeah, that was a pretty big gap there. I saw.
Yeah, when like 140 hit, I'm like, okay, they just must have just hit every single right spot.
Yeah, I pretty much avoided the double dip turtle rock at that point because yeah, you could essentially, if you knew dark rooms, you could just take out pod in one swoop and not even have to worry to go up for a lamp.
Yeah, I practiced the Aghanim Dark Room like a bit earlier today and didn't even think about pod. I know I need to get better at that pod one because that's like twice recently I've had to just leave something in there, and at least leaving TR early didn't bite me. I was worried about that when I took off out of there immediately after finding the lamp and the torch room there on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing you would have gotten if you kept going, there was cape on Laser Bridge, but that's about it. So yeah, you definitely avoided something there by just going out as soon as you got lamp.
Yeah, and as far as the pod dark rooms go, my advice is just get a map of the dark maze. That makes it so easy to actually navigate. Without a map, it's really hard unless you have it like memorized. But with a map, it's pretty easy, as long as you have a sword, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I tried to do, what was it, the Old Man in the Cave dark room kind of early with no sword yet, and fumbled around in there for a bit and got lost.
Yeah, I did that.
I kind of remember that. Yeah.
I did that for the first time with hookshot.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was trying to ping myself around with hookshot, but you can't really move as easy while you're doing that.
Yeah. And just yeah.
Yep.
Luckily, that one's like just hold either left or right and down at the same time. You avoid the hole and you're there.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but still getting out of those starting tunnel areas by the door.
And that can be a little scary to get lost into, because if you grab the old man, you can't actually save and quit.
Yeah, you just end up right back there.
Yep.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't get that far. I mean, if I could have gotten to the old man, I probably would have been able to find my way out, because from there it's not so hard.
Yep.
But
I think
yeah,
I fell into the
finding your
hole.
way back through.
I fell into the hole once because I didn't know how far down I was. But yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all we got, and I know it's very late for some of you. So, any last words before we kind of wrap this up?
Just give all of us a follow, trackers and commentators included. You'll see more of us.
Yep, definitely. If you enjoy what they did, how couldn't you? Give them all a follow. Of course, our trackers, Recitador and Drake Tempest, did a lot of work behind the scenes that you may not be as aware of, but they definitely did, so give them your love as well.
Yeah, definitely. And again, major thanks to my co-com here, Melee. It was a lot of fun commentating with this. And again, the racers, thanks for putting on a great show. This was really fun to watch. Good way to spend my night before I just go to bed right after this finishes.
Yeah. Thank you all for volunteering your time for this.
Yeah, no problem. Despite the trolls, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to commentate. So thank you for putting on the show.
Yeah, good game, good seed.
Also, thanks to Fiesel and the Speed Gaming crew for doing this.
Oh, of course, definitely. Major thanks to them. And I guess just as another quick follow-up, as far as the races for tomorrow, again, all Eastern Time, 2 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m. At 2 p.m. is the open race, so basically what we did just now. The 8 p.m. will be an enemizer and an entrance, a full entrance.
Oh,
And 11 p.m. will be the Key Sanity. So if you're interested in any of those, we don't have channels for them yet, but as soon as we do, we will have those posted. So keep your eyes out for those. And of course, Key Sandy tournament starting very, very soon. So keep your eyes out for that. Matches for that will start next week. Okay, well, that's it for me. I will see you guys later. Signing out. Later, everyone.
Yep.
Yep.
Have a good
Take
night.
care.
Later. GG, everybody.
Good night.